Ike Legion Readers, Spencer Chase and Marcus Traxler here in Frost Arena after a very crucial 81-74 win, SDSU over Oakland, keeping them alive in the Summit League. And Marcus, do you think...
Let's stop right there. Alive in the Summit League. We're on January 10th, and we're
That's
still
very valid point.
We're talking about SDSU, the league champ from last year, still being alive. I think that's incredible, and yeah, a crucial win. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, do you think that, should they get this loss, things are really going to an uphill battle, and I think we really would have seen a different team going forward. And that loss to USD, what role do you think that had in this win?
I think it had a lot. I think the fact that Tony Fegan, Jordan Dykstra addressed that in the postgame without anybody bringing it up, I think that says quite a bit because, it was kind of a heart-to-heart thing that Nagy said after Saturday's game that, hey, these guys got to figure it out. He doesn't play, and they did. I think, they made the passes when they had to. Tony Fegan had a monster first half, and they made the plays when they had to. Oakland's a great ball club, despite the record, and I think tonight SDSU took a step forward, but I've been saying this for quite a while, so we'll see, Saturday, next week, if this is really the team that turns it around.
And that's something, we've seen a lot of good basketball out of this program the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I don't think we've seen this team ceiling.
I think you're right.
I really don't think tonight was their best night. And they give up 15 boards to one guy on the other team. That's something they're going to have to
minus 10 on the offensive glass. I mean, they got dominated rebounding-wise, and points in the paint, they lost that. Half the points in this game were inside the painted area, and that's kind of incredible. I don't know when the last time was that happened, but I think the Jacks' ability to hang down low was very crucial.
And there was definitely a lot of physicality in the match on low, and after the game, Jordan Dykstra talked about that.
I mean, obviously they had Keith Benson and Will Hudson in the past. I mean, they're pretty big, but they're just as physical. We knew that coming into the game that they go to the boards hard, offensive boards hard every time. So just had to concentrate on boxing them out. I think Petro still had, I don't know how many boards, 9 offensive, and that's something we'll have to work on next time, just getting everybody in and rebounding. But I think we did a good job in the second half.
Tony Fegan also had a career night, going for 24 points, 5 boards, and after the game, the Oakland head coach vehemently mispronounced his name and kind of discussed their strategy of how they're going to defend Nate Walters and in turn allow a big game for Tony Fegan.
What we were doing, the reason Fegan got open is on the high ball screen, which he kills people on. We were dropping Fegan's man and trying to put a wall up to the basket so Nate couldn't get to the basket. He had to go through 2 people. And we wanted Nate to pull up and shoot threes or dump it off to Fegan. And I don't think that he had shown in his career that he's a 15-foot jump shooter, but he showed it tonight. When he had to, he made it. And so you got to give that kid a lot of credit. I mean, if I were the SDSU people, I'd give him the game ball. I mean, he was really good and huge.
A good game from Fegan.
Yeah, definitely a very good game from Fegan. And I think one of the really underrated aspects of this game and this SDSU team this year, 4 bench points that didn't come until, I think there was about 45 seconds left in the game.
And you could argue they were the most important 4 points of the game because you had the 2 free throws from Prince after the flagrant fouls, and then the 2 free throws from Biddle after on that very next possession that SDSU had. Crucial free throws that, the Jacks go 20 and 25 from the line. That's something you have to do if you're going to win this game.
Yeah, Coach Nagy certainly looked nervous when he had his true freshman out there shooting free throws. We had a very crucial point in the game. But I think another thing Coach Nagy mentioned after the game was Nate Walters going for 16 and 9 seemed quiet, which is kind of ridiculous that we've become accustomed to that level of play from Nate Walters. What do you think this game is going to do for him? Because he got the accolades, he got the Cousy and the Woodman Award nominations today,
he's the all-time leading scorer now.
Yeah, gets presented a game ball before the game. And what do you think he's going to look like going through this? Because now they've shown they can play a game where he's not at his best, but still win.
I think his big scoring performances are going to come on the road. I think what you saw tonight is probably going to be it. I just don't see him, pouring for 36 like he did 2 years ago against SDSU. If it comes down to that, the Jacks are probably going to lose that game like they did 2 years ago. And I think his big performances will probably come on the road. And against teams like Oakland, where you can get up and down. Western Illinois, a grinder team. The jury's out on North Dakota State, and I think the grinding games, he's going to be slowed down a little bit. He'll get his, and I think 16 and 9 that's as graceful as you can get 16 tonight. He looked really good.
Scout from the Orlando Magic attended the game, so certainly keeping those NBA prospects open. The Jacks get the 81-74 win over Oakland tonight. Their 24th consecutive in Frost Arena. For Marcus Strasser, Spencer Chase.